Hey, what's good, y'all? Masex back on the podcast video with my main man, Will. What's good, bro?
Yo, what's up, man?
Nothing much, man. It's been a little bit of time since we
Yeah,
last recorded, man. You've been all around the world. We're here for a new episode now. We're going to be talking about basically what we missed. I think December was our last recording. So it's been about 4 months. So we got a lot to catch up on. Most likely ain't going to be able to catch up on everything in this episode, but we're gonna dive away at it. What I'm most excited about, we got the NFL draft coming up. But since we last talked, that was right before the playoff series in the NFL. You guys watching, you guys know that the Seahawks won the Super Bowl, had NFL free agency. We've had a lot of drama. We've had key acquisition, blockbuster moves, like most recently Dexter Lawrence going to the Bengals for a 2026 first round pick, which is the 10th overall pick in the draft. We got scandals. We got coaches sleeping with media reporters and vice versa. I mean, we got all kinds of stuff going on. If you're a football fan, like I always say, this is why it's a fun time to be alive, because there's always, I mean, really, we can go year round. There's always something to talk about.
yeah, bro. I'm looking forward to the draft. I've been looking at two prospects, Mendoza and Reese. I saw that the Raiders are most likely going to draft Mendoza, and that the Jets are going to draft Reese. There's always those. I would say three teams that I would not want to draft if I was a quarterback. I would not want to go to just because of development, and that. One of those teams is the Raiders, the Browns, and the Jets. So for Mendoza, man, I'm a little worried for him. I know Tom Brady, isn't he like a partial owner or something of the Raiders? So
Something like that.
Yeah, that could work in his favor. I did see something where Mendoza said he'd be, happy to play for Tom Brady, although, I mean, not as a coach, obviously, but that could work in his favor. But I'd still be a little worried, So I mean, we'll see, man. That's kind of what I'm looking forward to. As for the NFL, no games are being played right now. Can't make any predictions, Super Bowl predictions or none. So
Yeah, same here. NFL draft. I've probably been watching the NFL draft every year, honestly, since I think the 2004, the Eli Manning and the Big Ben refusing to play. Like that's 22 years ago. So
yeah,
I'm definitely excited. Glad you looking forward. You shouted out a IU player in Mendoza. He's automatic for a rookie that I'm looking forward to play. You familiar with Sonny Styles from Ohio State, the linebacker?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's definitely, I'd say, to me, he's one of the more intriguing guys or prospects coming into the NFL. Former safety, went to Ohio State. Right now, he's 244 pounds. 2 years ago, moved to linebacker. And I think that, his ceiling really is untapped. He's only been playing linebacker for 2 years. Colts don't have a first-round pick. But I mean, man, if he was to become a Colt, like that would have been my dream, because I really think he's going to be special.
No, but it's funny. I did actually see him when I was looking up prospects. I saw him though during the season, during the college football season.
So yeah, just a few days away. The NFL draft is this Thursday, April 23rd. Showing the day one. We'll go ahead and move forward, bro. What's going on now? You've got the NBA playoffs. At the time of this recording, the weekend just ended. We got the Celtics beating the 76ers. The Knicks taking a 1-0 lead against the Atlanta Hawks. The Magic surprised a lot of people, beating Detroit. Cavaliers took care of business against Toronto. Spurs dominated the Trailblazers. The Nuggets beat the Timberwolves. Lakers were able to beat the Rockets without KD. And then we had the Thunder beating the Phoenix Suns as the 8th seed. So, or I should say OKC is the number one, beating the Suns as the 8th seed. So, yeah, just overall, I know the NBA you've paid pretty close attention to, especially with the playoffs. I know you're really excited. Were there any thoughts after game one of the NBA playoffs?
No, not really. I would say the Lakers and Rockets series, I wish Durant was playing, because I think it'd be a more balanced series. I mean, I know Luka's out, but I mean, really, I'm gonna be honest. LeBron kind of showed, like, I know age-wise sometimes, and when he has a bad game, people want to get on him and stuff. But man, he still has a very high IQ. Like, he was making great plays. So that's why I say I wish KD could play. I just feel like it'd be a little more balanced. But outside of that, no, I think overall it was good. I got the Cavs. I got the Cavs in Detroit. I'm still gonna take them. The West, I really don't know. But I did watch San Antonio, Portland. Portland was more competitive than I thought they would be. You know, in the Dame years, they had expectations, but I never really saw them doing much. So it's good to see like they have some young players and they may have a bright future. Besides that, no, man. I mean, it was a good round, good first games, and I'm looking forward to watching more. Honestly.
Yeah, bro. With that Lakers, is KD? Because I didn't know he was going to miss until right before the game.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that actually didn't look up what happened. Is it a major injury or is he going to be back game 2?
I don't know. That's one thing. I didn't know that either until I'm watching. I'm like, bro, KD's out, and then I see him on the bench, and I'm like, all right, well, I think I saw it was a knee injury or something, but I don't know. I didn't see anything else outside of that. I didn't see like the severity of it or anything. So I really don't know, man. I just like to see them play at full strength because they were one of those teams that were that were favored. I
Yeah.
mean, it's kind of come down to 3 teams in the West, but early on the season, they were favored, bro. They were definitely one of those teams that I was hearing like they have a real chance of, making the finals and whatever. So just, sucks to see.
It does. I looked as of an hour ago. Looks like via just it's not an individual reporter. It's via ESPN news services. They reported that KD is a game time decision for game 2. Looks like you mentioned, it was his knee.
Okay.
Looks like a knee bruise he suffered in practice. So just simple.
Okay.
Just a knee bruise. So
yeah, that makes sense. But man, I think they're gonna need him because I think LeBron.
Yeah.
You said what?
No, I was agreeing. I was like, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think LeBron still has enough in the tank to get the Lakers through the first round. If KD's not playing, if he is playing, that could change. Because I mean, they were still hanging with them. The Rockets were still hanging with the Lakers, but I just think LeBron, he's still too savvy, man. Like and then, what's his name that came from Detroit?
Luke Kennard.
You said what?
Luke Kennard.
Yeah, Luke Kennard. Yeah, he was hitting shots and
5 for 5 from 3-point line.
Yeah, and you know how that is, man. Like that's 25 points right there, man. So or not 25. I did 5 times 5. My math's a little bad. 15 points. I never claimed to be a mathematician, but yeah, man, that's 15, bro. That's big, man. So
27 points overall. 9 for 13 from the field, and Kennard's shooting all jumpers.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying, man. That's exactly what I'm saying. I think one thing with the East compared to the West is like when I was watching San Antonio versus Portland, I knew no matter the runs, because Portland did make some good runs. I think they even were up at one point, or at least close. They were in like 2 points, like a 2-point differential, right?
They never gave up. Yeah, they fought back big deficits and made it closer.
Yeah. And the thing about the East is this, though. I feel like the West, you can go through and kind of, at least in the first round, you can go through and say, okay, they're going to win this. But the East, it's like, it's more balanced. I think, it's going to be a little more competitive. It's going to be competitive in the West, but I think competitiveness in the East, it's like people can actually steal games, I feel like. So watching the Magic steal that first game in Detroit, I really wasn't surprised. Now, I would be surprised if Philly gets a win because I got them. That's the only matchup I'm kind of like, bro, I just don't know, man. That's the only one. But, besides that, bro, I think it's going to be pretty balanced.
In the East.
Yeah, in the East.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's just my thing because, like, yesterday we were talking and 76ers aren't a playoff team. They got their behinds beat by the Celtics. And like you said this yesterday with the Pistons, you got them going to the Eastern Conference Finals, potentially winning the East. Yeah. They lose to a play-in team who the Magic were, but there's no panic there. But 76ers lose one game, and now they're not supposed to be in the playoffs.
Okay.
I don't understand.
A little bit of a difference, though. Tell me the scores to those games, bro.
Oh, what?
The Sixers
are a good team. I got Celtics. I got Celtics and Cavs in the Eastern Conference Finals. Celtics are good, man.
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying. I just feel like, to me, with Philly, it's like I mean, they got to move on from Embiid. I think everyone knows they probably need to do that
Yeah.
a couple years ago. Let's just be honest.
I mean, that don't mean that the 76ers aren't because they could very well split the season or split the series game two. How many times have we seen a team get their ass whooped game one, split it 1-1? That's all that matters. Nobody cares about the score in game three. It's 1-1. So what happens then? Maxey and VJ go off and get 25 plus each.
That
PG come in, score
Oh
another
my
20.
gosh. Okay, bro.
Hey, PG's
Please
been
stop.
balling though. He's been hooping.
Okay,
He's
please,
been hooping.
bro. Okay. All right. All right, man. Whatever you say, bro. You just Paul George, bro. Okay. You're also a James Harden. You also think James Harden has some of the best playoff games too. So
I didn't say that.
I don't know, man.
Oh man. Well, it's all good. We'll stop right there just because we as the playoffs go on, man, we definitely I can see us between now and the end of June. We're gonna be having some fun there, but it was definitely a fun weekend overall, competitive play. So from men's basketball switching over to women's basketball, we got to throw in, WNBA is growing. You know what I'm saying? We got to touch it just a little bit. Touch it just a little bit. What you got to say to that?
I mean, I agree. I agree, but I'm still good, bro.
Yeah, you still not. That's why I call you Will Whitlock.
I mean, bro, but I think America agrees with me. I'm gonna be honest. I think the majority of Americans would agree with me. Say, yeah, I'm just not. I'm not really into that.
I mean, I'm not into a lot of. What'd you say?
I said they complain too much too. It's not just I don't care to watch.
Yeah.
It's the other stuff that we gotta get into. But
that part I agree with. They can make it very hard. They is in the women of the WNBA, the athletes. They can make it very hard to like them. Coaches too, and the commissioner. I fully don't like the commissioner. I'm becoming more and more of a fan each season. I'll admit that. But but today, over the last few months since we last spoke in December, they as in the WNBA representatives, back in December, they were pretty much nobody was moving the needle at all. They were at a standstill.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people were wondering, is the WNBA at the height of their popularity at this moment? Is there even going to be a season? Well, they did finally come to an agreement. The biggest notable is the salaries of the WNBA players. They've got their own version of Supermax contracts. We've now, for the first time, have millionaire WNBA player contracts. I know Kelsey Mitchell. I don't know if I call myself a Fever fan, but as somebody that follows the Fever, Kelsey Mitchell was one of the first to sign a $1 million contract, which she did. I believe it was 1 year for $1.3 million. And then we got Asia Wilson, I believe, signed a 3-year, close to, and I'm going off the top of my head, maybe $4 or $5 million deal. Or something.
I think it's like 3, bro.
$3 million deal? Yeah, $5 million.
5? Dang.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the highest in the league.
Yeah, she definitely, yeah. Well, she deserves every penny. If anybody needs to be the highest paid, it needs to be her. Which to this date is the largest contract in WNBA history. 3 years, $5 million Supermax. She's a multiple-time MVP. But if anybody deserves to get that type of contract, it's clearly her. Consistent, dominant player, really since her rookie year, kind of like Jordan, just came in and was pretty much a 20 plus per game score. We just had the draft about a week ago from the time of this recording. Definitely, probably, I think it was the second highest viewed WNBA draft in history, behind, of course, 2024 with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and the girls. The talk of the town has actually been the number one pick, and not because she's this generational player, but because a lot of people are interested in why maybe the Dallas Wings selected, and she goes by the name of Ozzie Fudd, why she was selected first overall. Now, she's a really good standout college basketball player from UConn, and I believe she has a national championship with Paige Beckers, who is also the topic of discussion. About a year ago, Paige Beckers announced on one of the social media platforms that her and Ozzie Fudd, and this is when they were both at UConn, I believe, were in a relationship. And obviously in sports, even though we do know women's basketball is it's definitely a higher percentage of those openly gay. You don't really see, especially too marquee as Ozzie Fudd right now is a marquee player, being that she was the first pick. You don't see them openly talk about their relationship. So, of course, the media, there's been a bunch of podcasts talking about it. This relationship that they're going to have. Did Dallas draft her because Paige Beckers wanted her to be drafted? I'm going to show you a quick clip, really quick clip, how Dallas has been managing the media in regards to the relationship and how impactful this dynamic between her and Paige Beckers will be. So I'll go ahead and play that for you now.
Paige announced last year on TikTok that y'all were a couple. And I'm wondering if that is still the case. And if so, if y'all have talked to any other couples in the league about how they negotiate that dynamic as pro teammates.
I understand why you have to ask that question, but we're going to respectfully decline from commenting on our players' personal life. But next question.
That dude's voice, right?
All right, bro. So pretty much since the draft, which was about a week ago, up to this point, they as in Dallas have dodged every question about that. It's a mixed opinion on how it's being treated. You got one half that are saying, why are they asking about personal lives of players? That's their business. Let's just keep things on the court. And then you have others that are, on the side of, hey, like, you guys announced it. This is something y'all put out to the world. So, I mean, you should expect there's going to be questions, as we don't typically see this in general. And we haven't really seen this open, even in the WNBA, where it's well known that there's relationships amongst players. And actually, even there's been some rumored relationships between coaching staffs and players. So I just wanted to see what your take was. Is this a big deal? Is this going to be an issue for Dallas? What side of the fence are you on? I definitely wanted to kind of hear your opinion on the Ozzie Fudd, Paige Beckers.
Well, I'm in that group that, if you put the information out there and someone asks you about it, you can't really be mad. You shouldn't put it out there. And I mean, it's kind of like this, man. We critique LeBron for getting his son drafted. Now we see someone maybe getting their lover drafted, or, or your girlfriend, whatever. It's just, I just don't understand it, man. It's like, as someone that's been watching sports for a while, these type of stories are the ones that just kind of make you scratch your head. And I think for the WNBA, I'm going to be honest, I think it's a bad look. Like, it may ring in the inclusive people, but I think majority of Americans are going to kind of look at that just another reason not to watch. It causes headlines. And, we had this conversation a couple years back. It's like the Caitlin Clark drama. It's like, yeah, it gets you headlines, gets your name out there, but it's not about basketball. And it's like the whole thing is with them, they always complain about people don't want to watch us and, rate. And it's like, I mean, it's stories like this. It's stories like this that come out, and it's not about basketball. It's about the relationship. And that's going to me, probably overshadow. Even if they're have a winning season, that could overshadow that. Everything they do now is going to be watched. In all seriousness, like, to me, I just think it's a bad look. Maybe I know she did that a couple of years ago. Now it's coming back to bite her. Just doesn't make sense.
Last year.
You said what?
Just last year.
I'm thinking 2 years ago. Oh, man. Like, yeah, bro, you really can't.
Rookie year last year.
You're right. I don't know why I was thinking she's been in. Caitlin Clark been in 2 seasons. Paige Becker, yeah, okay. Yeah, bro, it's just a strange situation. Like getting your girlfriend drafted, possibly. Come on, man. What the heck, man?
I'm pretty much on that side where, I mean, of course, at the end of the day, kind of like you two, it's like I don't really care. It's nothing I'm gonna go to sleep like really brainstorming on, like, their relationship. But just from a professional standpoint, it's like, imagine if Luka Doncic and LeBron James were finding out are holding hands and, at the dinner table hugged up. Like, just imagine this from a male lens. Like if we saw stuff like that. And who's supposed to be the first pick this year in basketball? AJ DeBainsta or Cameron Boozer or somebody. And we're finding out that last year's first overall pick is, rooting for them for their boyfriend to get drafted to the state.
That sounds wild.
Don't it sound crazy?
That just sounds wild.
Imagine Cooper Flag, who they're going to be in the lottery, and now Cooper Flag's dating one of these guys,
Yeah,
and he's
man.
trying to get them reeled in to come to Dallas. Like, it's more accepted, I know, with women, but it's just not a good look for the WNBA. And a good question I saw on a thumbnail, I think it was Emmanuel Acho and LaShawn McCoy. They got a podcast, and I think it said, "What if they break up?" It's like,
That's another good question, bro. But you know what? To their defense, in a way, I know there have been relationships before in the WNBA. Like, hasn't there been teammates that have dated before? Like, I felt like
definitely all the time. You see them
yeah,
off the
like,
court, you see them in club lines holding hands. Like,
yeah,
it's
well, one of the teams, I think they may be on the Fever. They're called like the Stud Buds. It's like I don't think they're dating, but they run around
Fever.
like one. I don't know what teams they play. I can't remember what teams, but I remember when the because wasn't the All-Star game in Indy? Is in Indy, right?
Yeah, last
And,
year it
yeah,
was. Yeah.
and they had a video of them getting denied going into a club, and they were getting upset. You know what I'm
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about?
the Minnesota Lynx.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah,
like,
I don't know if they were dating. I think they were.
well,
You're talking about those two light skinned color
yeah,
hair
that's what I'm saying.
girls.
They're not dating, but they've had some bizarre stories. And it's like they call
Yeah,
themselves the
yeah.
Stud Buds, and they run around doing like TikTok. And so it's like,
Oh, okay.
to their defense, though, this is a wild story, but it's like that's just this league, bro. Like, it's not too shocking. I'll just say that. Like if this was like maybe 2001, I'd be like, dang. But 2026, bro. It's just not with the WNBA. It's just not too shocking.
And while we were talking about it and some of the points you made, bro, it made me think of Jason Whitlock a few days ago had talked about, he had a few guys coming on there talking about this as well. He's a very polarizing individual, to say the least. He does troll, like you can see in the title of this topic of conversation, gay power couple. There was I forgot this gentleman's name here, but he really made a good point, and he really opened me up, basically, to piggyback on what you said, that this does not shock you, especially if you're looking at the WNBA through the correct lens. And a lot of guys like us don't look at the WNBA in the correct lens. I thought this was a good point. I'll go ahead and play this little clip where he's talking for about 60 seconds, and then I'll see what your opinion is.
Clark, make this make sense for me.
Jason and Steve, let me set the path clear for both of you, because both of you are asking and answering the wrong question. All right, sports is traditionally a performance-based business, and the conversation that's been had in the first 30 minutes of this show is about the performance of the players and why would you pick this player to go with that player. Both of you are assuming that the WNBA's main priority is performance. It is not. WNBA's main priority is identity. That's the reason why the league has existed for the last 30 years. That's the reason why the players are getting a 5x increase in salary when the league has not been making money. This is the reason why the number one pick they chose. I don't know that much about women's college basketball, but Azzi Fudd, many people said that another player was better than her. She's not terrible. She was up there somewhere on the draft board. They picked the player that matches with their star player or the player they're going to be building around in the future. That is all identity based. That's what the WNBA is about. So everything that you saw yesterday, Jason, is based on the WNBA continuing to do what they do, which is based on identity. The NBA keeps funding them based on identity. Their fans are supporting them based on identity. Everything they did last night was completely on brand. They're doing exactly what they have prioritized doing. The challenge for us traditional sports fans is that we are applying the wrong scale to what we see in the WNBA. That is the source of your frustration. So if you just change your paradigm as to how you're looking at the WNBA, you'll be a lot less frustrated.
I think this guy, he really summed up what the WNBA is all about. It's about identity. It's not about performance. Don't let this stuff shock you and the things that are going to continue happening as the WNBA continues to grow.
Yeah, man. I mean, that did make a lot of sense. I mean, I would identity, yes, but I would just say also to me, and I felt this with the Caitlin Clark stuff, just headlines. It just doesn't matter what headlines, doesn't matter good news, bad news, just anything. Like they kind of accept anything. And that's the part to me that I just think the average American does not identify with that. Why not market to the average person? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I absolutely understand. I didn't think about it like that, but that's That's a great question. And I wish we had access in the cloud to ask them and get an answer. So WNBA season is set to kick off, I believe, in May. So we're probably less than a month away from the season. So, I mean, we'll pay attention to this year, and we're going to see how it goes. But we're on to our final takes, man. We got the NBA. We're transitioning back to the NBA. NBA awards prediction. Votes are already in. Right now, we're just going to predict some of the season awards and just kind of go back and forth. So, yeah, we'll play the things that we'll be going over today, and I'll share my screen for the visual for everyone else to take a look at. So we're just looking at primarily the main awards: MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year. We'll just go straight to it, Will. Who you got for MVP?
Man, I'm going to take Victor Wembanyama, and there's a reason. I'll just be quick.
Oh, okay.
I feel like this. Now, with Shea and Jokic, I'm not saying that their teams without them would make it to the finals or even be playoff teams, but I feel like if you take Wembanyama off the Spurs, they don't have the success they had this season at all. And that's the way I look at MVP in some cases, like number-wise. Yes, you got to look at numbers, but all three of these players are great, or are going to be great. Vic with Wembanyama, he's going to be great. But I just think if you take him off, they don't have the same success. So I'm taking Wembanyama.
I can't blame you there. Wembanyama, yeah. That's who I'd want to vote for. For me, I got to go Shea to repeat again. So Jalen Williams missed a lot of games. But Jalen Williams only played, I believe, 38 games this year, over 30 points a game. The efficiency for a guy that's 6'4", 6'5" is, I mean, I don't think we've really seen anything like it. Just looking at his stats, 31.1 points a game, almost 7 assists, 4 rebounds, 88% free throw shooting, 55% from the field. Defense, he plays on both ends of the ball. He's long, he's lanky. He brings it on both sides of the court, leading them to 64 and 18.
I wouldn't be shocked, though, if he got it either, to be honest.
Defensive Player of the Year, as you see, the three candidates: Chet Holmgren from the Thunder, Asar Thompson, and then you got Victor Wembanyama. Who you got for this one?
Man, I'm probably gonna take Wembanyama again, bro. And I just,
Hakeem Olajuwon status, MVP and Defensive Player of the Year.
I just think, man, I don't know with him. Like, I'm gonna be honest, and I think I kind of said this to you. I wasn't a really big believer in him. Like, I kind of thought
I remember that.
Yeah, I was like, okay, but and he's humble, man. And he's humble. He's not, he's not running around saying some off the wall stuff. He's not. I don't know if he even has social media, but I really do respect him. I really think I think he's gonna be a great player, man. If he gets defense, like, that's for what, your third season, bro? That's just crazy to me. So, but I think all of them, I definitely would say all of them deserve it. But I would go with Wembanyama.
Absolutely. Same here. You look at the metrics, the advanced metrics, the analytics as well. The impact that he has when he's on the court, it's crazy.
It is.
It's crazy. His on-off on defense. And you can even, the casual fan can watch when he's in the game and he's in the paint, like, players dribble in and they retreat out like a pit bull's coming. Like, they get the hell out of there. I've never really seen a defender like him. He's going to be somebody I think will break the record of Defensive Player of the Year. He'll break Rudy Gobert's 4. I think he might have 5 or 6.
Yeah.
He's that good. And he can play on ball, too. I've never seen somebody that size that can legit play on the perimeter. The next guy I think of with that was KG. Rookie of the Year, man. This is a really good class. We got VJ, we got Coop, we got Con Kneppel. Who you got with this one?
Man, I do feel like VJ had a really good year.
Playoff team as well.
Yeah, going off the number, I think Cooper. I'm gonna say Cooper Flag. He's someone else. I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't really. I'm not gonna say high on him, but I did think he was. People were just kind of hyping him up. Kind of. I guess we'll have to see how far, what they say, how high his ceiling is or whatever. But I think Cooper Flag. I think he's gonna get Rookie of the Year.
Same here. 21 points, about 7 rebounds, 4.5 assists. For a wing player, 6'8", 6'9". Overall, you can just see it. All right, moving on. Last one. we got, and this is pretty straightforward with it. We got the Coach of the Year candidates. We got JB Bickerstaff leading the Pistons to the #1 seed in the East. You got Mitch Johnson, young up-and-coming coach, looks like one of the players out there. And then Joe Mazzulla.
Man, I'm gonna take Bickerstaff. I felt like when the Cavs lost last year, I never like when they just fire the coaches. Like
Right.
that always bothers me. No matter NBA, NFL, it just bothers me. I'm gonna go Bickerstaff. I just want to say one quick thing. Honestly, if I could throw one more person in there, I'd say Mike Brown, because I feel like with Mike Brown, he has a questionable rep. You know what I'm saying? I know with the Cavs, a lot of people said LeBron, and then the Lakers, and then I know just with the Kings, he got fired. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and I feel like even going to the Knicks, although they've had that team, he was still able to get them to the playoffs, and they're looking pretty good.
Gotcha. Same here. It was going to be between Bickerstaff and Mitch Johnson, but for me, honestly, and like in one of our first episodes we had in last season's podcast at the end of the year, and I was talking about how I felt the Spurs could win the West. I remember saying that. I was like, I really think this team is going to be very good. I remember you had some doubts, understandably so. The Pistons, I mean, I knew they were going to be much better. The way they pushed, was it the Celtics in the playoffs last year? It was either the Celtics or the Knicks.
The Knicks.
Yeah, it was the Knicks. They pushed the Knicks.
They did. I thought they were going to win it, honestly.
Yeah.
They had it, bro.
Exactly. So I knew they were coming, but I didn't see the first seed.
No.
Other than MVP, I think we were pretty much in unison with everything else. So I'm shocked about that. Me and you agreeing so much. And even with the MVP, I mean, if I voted, I'd want Victor to win, but I think that's really it right there. But yeah, man, I think we'll pause it right there. We've actually been on here a little bit longer than we thought originally, but that's just how it is, man. But yeah, bro, definitely good talking with you on here. We'll go ahead and end things right here. If you guys made it this far in the video, we definitely appreciate that. Like and subscribe. We starting a new season of this. We're not going nowhere, so definitely subscribe, lock in. Do you got any final words or anything like that before we head out of here?
Nah, man, I'm excited to watch these playoffs tonight, man.
Yeah, me too.
Nah, I'm excited to watch the games, not the highlights.
But yeah, appreciate y'all for watching, man. We'll see y'all in the next video. Like I said, we ramping this back up. We'll see y'all in the next episode. Y'all take care.
Peace.